Oh, here he goes. Go. Good. That's a big fish.
Full hand on tail. Yeah, looks
Look how broad that thing is.
what if I bring the full demon?
Beautiful. Oh my. That's a big fish. Flip. That's what I've been waiting for all day. That's over 6. Oh. That's a good fish. Donkey. That's a heavy spot. Oh my God, please get the net. Please get the net. I got you, buddy.
That was the weirdest play ever. There you go. What the? Oh yeah, he's got another 4.5.
Oh my God, this might be it. If I can land this fish. Holy sh! 5.06. She's thick. Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy sh! What a beast. Dude, that's it. 4 pounds smaller. I need a picture. Oh wow. That might be a 4. That might be a 4. Yeah, it's a 4. You're gonna show that off to 4 pounds, 12 ounces. Holy. Trailer just getting that. Yeah? Yeah. Dude, that's unbelievable.
I'm still swimming. What happened to Mick?
Yup. 5.3. Sorry for freaking out. My first fish of the year. There we go. That's a big fish. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes! 4.14 though. Poochie. Not too shabby. Poochie. That's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah. Duh. Yeah, I love that thumbnail.
That's South Park. Me and Brian say it all the time.
Oh, God. How the hell is everybody tonight? This fabulous Wednesday. This kind of rather dull, dreary late April Wednesday. Hey, it's getting close to the end of April. Do you know what that means? For New Hampshire, designated trout ponds open this Saturday. 4th Saturday in April. Ladies and gentlemen, it's go time.
What? I don't work Saturdays anymore.
Yeah, but I got family obligations. Never mind.
I don't.
You just come over at like 5 in the morning, right? When we normally leave. You can come in. You can help me wake the kids up. I'm like, we're going fishing, boys. And both the kids are going to be like,
I'll just sit in your front yard. I'll park my car right in your front yard and just. No more trout.
You know what? We have not done a chat sound off in a long time. So let's use here Gordy, Jim, Mark, Brian, Z20, Donk Swampy. Hey, talking to you today. I think we're going to go there this weekend, by the way, buddy.
Swampy Donks.
Swampy Donks. Michael Bradley, Sean, Freedom Fishing, Ben, Dave, David, Alec, Mike, Derek. How the hell is everybody doing? Oh, what'd Mark say? I found a lake near me. There's a trout pond the other day after I launched. Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Get off quick.
Yeah, it could be bad. We got, well, I guess it's entirely up to you guys how much we have to talk about tonight, because tonight's open topic night.
This is on you. If this goes bad, it's your fault. And we already did the intro for the Spotify podcast, and I pretty much said I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. So
that he did. Before we get started, if you guys could all do me a favor, for everybody here that's already watching, drop a like on the stream, please. It helps immensely. For those that have already done that, and especially those that shared it on social media, thank you.
Supper, Nate.
Champions. Supper or super?
Supper.
Nate's here, Mark, Deej, a lot of good people. But what else do we want to talk about? Oh, this man started a job that you will all envy. Elaborate.
Well, I already kind of told him a little bit.
I know, but now it's official.
But now it is actually official. My second day today was at Bass Fishing Electronics, working for Mr. Steve Estes. And I I think it's going actually really well. I'm enjoying it. It's actually a lot of fun. Learning a hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to learn. So it's there's a lot to it. It's not just plugging in wires like most of you guys I'm sure think it is. There is a lot to it. So
It's a wee bit involved.
it is, but it's fun.
Good.
I work with a lot of cool people, so it's a lot of fun.
All two of them.
All two. Well, there's his wife's there, her mom's there.
Oh, yeah, I forget that
Steve's
she's
there, Brian's there.
Yep.
So
Mint.
a lot of nice boats coming through there, and it's pretty cool.
He calls
I
me
love it.
when he gets out of work the other day. Yesterday, he's like, his first day, he's like, dude, I got to work on my dream boat. That's the first thing he tells me. I'm like, ooh.
Yep. Pretty sick.
I did see Zach. I'll get to your question in a minute, but first and foremost, if there's any one thing that we're going to address first, it's going to be this. Alec, congrats on the PB. That's a hell of a fish. 4.8 pound smallie.
Yeah, I just saw that he showed it to me like 5 minutes ago, and
If that.
that's a nice fish. Congrats, bud.
Yeah, dude.
You deserve
absolutely.
it. You've been putting the time in for sure.
Yeah, more time than me, you jerk. I wish I could put in that much time. Ooh. Before I answer more questions in the chat, I got a new toy. Ain't that pretty? Sherpa crawler. I bought this at the Northeast Swimbait Expo. While I was there, I spent a lot more money than I anticipated, and I don't regret it one bit.
I don't even think I spent any money there.
That's a lie. You bought a couple of things.
Did I?
Yeah, you bought a glide, like a one-piece thingy. Well, you bought that wood-carved
Where is
crankbait
that?
thing. You tell me.
I think it's in the bin of all the stuff from the expo still.
Oh,
Oh
geez,
yeah,
right here.
I did buy a couple. Yeah, you're right. I did. I bought a couple Defiant softbody swim baits.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. I got some Defiance too, but this is the thing that I had my eyes on the most. So I got a blank. He asked me what color. Said make it a bluegill because I have too many perch things. Other than that, I either have bone white or perch. And I did acquire a Psycho Gill from a subscriber, which was pretty awesome. So now we've got all the major ones. I've got a Pats, we've got now a Sherpa, we've got a Lanciotti, we've got an LFOD. I had a Piz. I ended up selling it to a buddy because I wasn't fishing enough. So it didn't make any sense to keep it. We got DEFCON. The old big hard body swim bait collection is rounding out pretty nicely.
Yeah, I have a lot of glides,
I have a lot of glides too. I have multiple bull shads,
and they're all like this big.
depths, Gancraft. I have two Gancrafts. I got one from Stoneman Lures at the New Hampshire show. Painted almost like a bone white. It's pretty dope. Very happy. Anyway,
I'm excited. I should bring the Gancraft 303 this weekend.
you think? Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking, based on weather, we might be able to go fishing twice. If we rapido with the boat repairs, which just general spring repairs, change
I'll
oil, lower
be
gear.
over at 6 in the morning, and we'll just get it done.
We'll wrap it up Saturday morning. We could potentially go out Saturday afternoon somewhere. I'm thinking the place we were just talking about. If we can, if not, we know there's 1,000 other places we can go to.
Right.
And then Sunday we can go somewhere that the old the other place I texted you about first, the old 1-2 punch. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Like
Okay.
my favorite place.
Yes.
Oh,
I need redemption.
I need to catch that fish.
Yes, you do. I didn't get the one I was looking for this past weekend, but I've seen a fish where I caught the 610 that was. But I'm happy I got the 610. We should do that. All right, let me answer a few questions, and we'll do the weekend fishing report because it was pretty good. So Zach Bailey, what size line do you prefer to throw on your depths 250?
Wait, what?
What size line do you prefer to throw on your depths 250?
The 23.8 Defiant. Do you have it?
Soft casting
Soft
fluorocarbon.
casting, yeah.
I don't have it in here. It's in the boat.
The soft casting is
23.6 pound.
20. What did I say?
23.8. We're splitting hairs here, but
Sorry,
regardless.
23.6, or you can go up to the 28.3 or whatever it is.
I would say 22 to 28 pounds, you're fine. 20 pound, you're kind of towing the line.
I
there.
threw it on 20 pound for a while, and it was kind of sketchy, I guess. I caught fish on it.
Was that your bait?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
But that video, yeah, actually that was on 20 pound. I think that was a Brazix or a Red Label. But the
think it was
Defiant
Brazix.
line is, and we have some here too. If you want to buy some,
Yes,
get
we
it
do.
directly from us, so we can ship it right to you. That stuff is phenomenal.
If you're interested, Nate, shush. If you're interested, shoot me an email, 603bass@gmail.com, and we'll get you sorted. We do have a bunch of stuff. For anybody that's other, we gotta make a concerted effort to get like that stuff out and posted. All the Big Bass Stream stuff and extra defined stuff that we have left over from the shows to sell. We got to make that happen.
We're limited on sink rates for the
210s.
For the
for the 247s, the bigger ones.
Yeah, the 210s we have. We got a bunch of colors, but limited on sink rates for both 210s and the 247s. But if you see something you like, we'll probably we should just post it all up.
Yeah.
And then we'll make a thing and post it. And if you guys want some, hit us up. $60 for the 210s and $100 for the 247s.
Make it work. And who knows, maybe if you're close enough to us, we can meet you. So reading Mark's comment here. Luckily, a guy living near the ramp warned me and told me a guy who ignored him got a $250 fine and they confiscated his gear.
I believe it.
Fishing game, don't mess around. That's for damn sure. So, Mike, is it worth fishing in the morning or should I sleep in and fish later? Dude, even in the morning right now, no, you should definitely still be fishing in the morning. Even though it's cold and miserable and dreary.
You should pin Nate's comment, by the way.
I'll get that. You should still be fishing in the morning. I tell you, it is still absolutely worth it. Mark then just goes and says, I'm fishing tomorrow, but I'm not getting up early to do it. That's because you're retired. Retired people don't get up early anymore.
He's not retired.
He said he was retired. I'm trying to find Nate's comment so I can throw it up there.
Right below that one.
Oh, yeah, DJ, if the weather was looking better for Sunday, I would have said we'd be up in Vermont this Sunday. So if it changes, then I think we'll be up there. But we have your defined. I'm going to bring it with me when we come up. Alec could be reaching out to get some line. Awesome. There it is, Nate. I can vouch. I saw Andrew pull a full log out of the ground that his 250 was stuck onto that 23.6 pound. Damn right, dude.
I wasn't swimming in Mines Falls. That's for damn sure.
Hey, Tom. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Tom.
Tommy. Okay, let's do a quick, before we get back to everybody in the chat, let's do a quick weekend fishing report. I caught a donkey. I win. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
I got one.
Wait, did you only catch one on Sunday? Yeah, but you did better Saturday.
Yeah, I got a 4 1/4 on Saturday.
And you caught multiple fish. I only caught 2 or 3, I think. And I lost like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
On Saturday afternoon. And Friday,
I was throwing the 250 for a while, chatterbait, everything. And then I picked up the tiny little freaking East Coast Hustler, the Bruise, the black and blue one. Flipped it up on the shore, and boom, there's my first fish. Second, and then like 2 casts later, boom, a 4 1/4. I was like, okay, you know what? Jigs are in now. Sick.
Little baby jig. Little one. Let me back it up a little bit to Friday. Friday, I went out alone. I took a half day off. My goal was to take a whole day off. Work has been crazy, which is in a good way, which is something I haven't been able to say in a long time. So I couldn't justify taking all Friday off, but I at least got the afternoon off. Had an impromptu electronics lesson on the water that went pretty good. Working on teaching active target, more just not necessarily teaching, but helping, I guess, lend my opinion to what he's looking at, which pretty much everything that he saw, he was like, is that what I'm thinking? Is this that? Yes. What about this? Well, yeah, it should be that. Like, okay. And it was just like that confidence boost that he needed. So that worked out really well. I realized I still had to send him an email. But the pond in particular that I chose was a gamble and a half. Out of all the times I've been there, I've only had 2 good days for quality. And Friday was not one of those 2 days. But here's the thing. That place iced out 10 or 11 days before I got there. And it was 61 to 63 degrees in the shallow water cove areas. And that's like a larger area of 3 to 4 feet. And the main lake, which gets down to about 15 to 17 feet, was already up to 57, 58 degrees. That is too damn fast for surface temp climbs. And all I saw was a little rat and buck bass up in the shallow weeds. And I got tired of that. So I bailed and went to another pond. That same deal had iced out at probably 2 full weeks at that point. Mostly iced out. And water temps are a little more reasonable there, like 56 to 57-ish. And that actually went okay. I caught a couple of good fish on the Ned rig. And the cool thing was, too, I actually got to, snipe them with the active target, which I have not had a lot of opportunities to do so far yet because of the wind. And where they were positioned, the depth, how far they were from the boat, the wind playing nice. I was able to finally like see them, snipe at them, reel them a Ned rig towards them, watch that fish come up, go down, sit on my bait for a second, leaned into it, Ned rig, 2-pound smallie. Did it again, it got thumped, and immediately wrapped around the log that I saw him sitting on. And then I actually got into a couple of really good fish, like literally burning a jerkbait. Not like a couple of cranks and paws, like bomb it out and just start reeling. And 3 out of the 4 fish I caught doing that trucked it while I was in mid-burn. There was only one that I had to pause, and all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, the other way. So that was pretty good. And so Saturday, Andrew and I went out, and that's where we caught that 4 1/4. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really do shit aside from that. You elaborated on that. But then Sunday was a gamble. Like everything we've been doing has been a gamble for one big fish.
Got to this place, and there were fish blowing up. I mean, like blowing up on surface, and like just couldn't get them to bite anything. And we ended up moving out to main water, and that's when you got your big one.
Yeah.
On the Citizen 6, which was freaking awesome. The way that it all went down was hilarious. You can tell the story. You want to do that, or you want to save it for the video?
No, I'll tell the story. I was going to say I'm tempted to pull up the video just so people can see just one GoPro angle, but no.
I didn't even see it yet.
I'll show you after the show.
Okay.
So there's this one particular area. There's a reason why we go there, and I'm not going to elaborate. It's not a super secretive spot, but it's not
at all.
I don't know. There's details there that we put in a lot of time to understand. So at any rate, we're in this one particular area, and I've done well there many, many years. This is a place I've been fishing well before I even had a bass boat, John boat days. And I just had a hunch that they were going to need a big bait. So we started working outside kind of transition areas from deeper water up to shallower water. We had no idea what we were going to find. We ended up finding 60 to 60, I would say 61 to 62 degree water was the most consistent. We did find some 59 to 60 areas as well. So even this pond, which had been iced out longer than anywhere else we'd been so far, by like an extra week or two, it was still pretty damn warm. But, they weren't doing the things that we thought we would expect. Friday and Saturday, everything was in the vegetation. That's great for this pond if they were in the vegetation. They weren't. They were on hard structure, which is very, very little of. So go figure. But we made the most of it. And there was this one spot, again, in particular, that we just, if you time it right, it's worth it. And we got the timing right. So I threw up my Citizen 6 up on this wall. I wouldn't even call it a wall. It's more like a steep, rocky bank. And I was just working like a jig. Wasn't even really swimming the thing. Like, kind of swimming it, but like so slow. I was keeping it on the bottom, just and then pause. And I know I was getting close to coming down from, like shallower water down that rocky bank. And all of a sudden I felt thunk. But it didn't thump the rod. It didn't thump it. So the line like jumped in the guys. It just thunk and then dead slack. And I was like, oh, I think I just got thumped. And I I can't feel this. There's nothing there. And I reel a little more. And all of a sudden you see the rod just go a little bit. And then I hear Andrew go, oh, get it. And I buried the hook. And I legitimately freaked out because when I didn't see the fish, I knew just from the hook set that it was big. Oh, my nose itches.
It was awesome.
So I went and looked at the footage, and Andrew, I didn't see it because the moment it jumped, Andrew jumped too after the fish jumped. I didn't see it because I was trying to find the spot lock button to hold us in place. And I was hear him goes, oh my God. And I'm like, I didn't see it. I don't even want to fucking look. And he's like, just don't look. Just shut up and fish. Anyway, we landed it and it ended up being 6 pounds, 10 and change.
6 pounds, 11 and a quarter ounces. That's what I saw on the scale.
Oh, yeah. That's what I keep saying. 6'10". What? Wait.
6'11 and a quarter.
6'11 and a quarter. I think I was telling everybody 6'10".
Well, you were wrong.
I am wrong. Oh. Cool. It's bigger than I thought.
It was a nice fish.
Yeah. So
and I said probably like 17 times later in the day, I was like, hey, nice fish.
I was hyped. It was great. My hands were shaking so bad I couldn't get the hook out of the mouth. Andrew's like, I got it.
Give me that.
So anyway, it was if you were there, we've talked about this a lot in the past, right? For like these warming trends, it's the wrong kind of warming trend. Like those first few days can be magical, but then there will be a little bit of a lull. And I've seen this every time we have weather like this early in the spring, especially for places that just iced out, too warm, too damn fast in most cases. And it makes things really, really difficult. But then, you'll hit like like peak fishing activity, then they're all like, whoa, hold on, what the hell's going on with the water temps? This is wrong. And then they kind of back off and slow down a little bit. And then you get a little stability after a couple days, and then they tend to normalize with that. But it was cloudy, overcast, a little bit cooler Sunday. That, I mean, average date, the weather, air temp dropped 25 to 30 degrees from just the day before.
Yeah.
But it was okay for that one fish. If it wasn't for that one fish, we would have left there probably about 10:30 and went somewhere else because the rest of the day sucked.
We said, like, if it's not good by noon, we're out of here. And it was good up until then, and then we're just like, whatever, we'll stick it out. We got that one big one, and then our hopes for getting another big one went. But it didn't happen.
No, it sure shit didn't.
It is what it is. It's fishing.
Yeah. 60311. When are we getting a hat restocking website? I'm going to try and get that done in the next couple of days here. My work, my career, as it were, has been extremely busy. Not in a bad way. I'm tapped out by the end of the day, man. There's a bunch of things that I've been trying to get done the last few weeks. I just haven't had the energy, but I'm getting there. I'm going to try and get that done as fast as I can. Get the shirt, all the hats up, decals back up, and then we're gonna do a liquidation sale on t-shirts. Get rid of these because as soon as these are all gone, we're gonna order custom sun shirts, hooded long sleeve sun shirts. That I am very, very excited for. And then we might do something else after that too. Probably restock on hats, get some more options going. That's the plan. Dixie fishing, lost a giant, hit the DS glide. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks.
What are you complaining about? You already got a bunch of giants this year. Didn't you get all those giants on that DS glide, pretty much?
I think he has. South Jersey. Surprised he haven't caught another big fish on the Pats. In all fairness, I've barely had a chance to throw it much. I did throw it a little bit, actually, all weekend.
You threw it a couple times this weekend, but nothing. You didn't really grind it, so.
No, I threw it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But yeah, like you just said, I mean, Sunday where we went was not a good place for big treble hooks at all. The other two places, yeah, but they just weren't set up in a way that made sense for that to work. Maybe towards the end of the day when we started getting them on that flat, but same deal. There's a lot of vegetation there, and I mean, we were fishing stuff that was relatively weedless, and they just weren't happening. Actually, one of the two best baits we fished this weekend, Ned rig, just a straight black TRD, and then
you fished it.
True, and then a 2.8, either a 2.8 or 3.3 inch Kitech on a tiny underspin. I mean, an itty bitty little guy I specifically bought for my trip to the St. Lawrence River last year. And they were whacking it.
Yeah, they were. Everything was hitting that. It was cool.
Looking. Anyway, it's open topic night. I'm going to reiterate that point. So if you guys, literally go. We're done with the weekend fishing report stuff. Now we're here to engage with you and answer any and all questions that it is you have. By the way, while everybody's here, again, as always, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. We did record a bunch of the intros for Spotify, so I will be able to rapidly catch up on that. Andrew's going to start helping with that too. Andrew's going to make a new intro video for the live streams, which will be awesome. And what else can I say? Drop a like on the stream if you haven't done that yet too, please. Appreciate that.
There's only 18 likes and there's 53 people watching, so
you're done.
What the? It's fine.
So, I like that.
Throw a BFS.
Wait, sorry, where'd you see that?
Oh, that's on this one.
We'll get to that one next. And then I saw it. Mark, I saw your question too, but two marks. Okay, Northeast Bass Fishing. Smash HTW, which is the hollow-tip worm, was really good the other day. That's what I actually caught all my Ned rig fish on Sunday. Was that? I forgot. Everything else prior to that was the black TRD from Z-Man. Yeah, that thing.
Turds.
Yeah. Mark, what do you use more, spot lock or power pole? Spot lock. If I have one 8-foot Talon, which is just a pain in the ass. It's really, honestly, the only time it's really good to us is at the damn boat launch. I feel like it's too limiting being short and only one. I just pivot in place, but not in ways that I can actively really anticipate. And at that point, if I'm going to be on the trolling motor anyway, I'd rather just be on spot lock. It's better for me. It's more consistent than being on the one Talon with a pivot point. I'm honest to God at this point tempted to take it off until I can get a second one because it's just adding drag to my boat. I rarely use the damn thing. At this point, it just seems kind of pointless to have. There you go. Freedom fishing. Do you ever throw BFS?
I did once because I borrowed our buddy Dennis's setup for about 10 minutes, and it's actually kind of cool. It's actually a lot of fun.
I might bite the bullet finally.
I think I'm
going
to do it.
So last year, every year we try and learn something new. And it was either last year or the year before. Dennis was like, I'm going to get into BFS fishing. I think you should join me with it. No, that was last year. The year before, he was talking about crankbaits. Last year was BFS. And he actually texted me again this morning. He was like, if you don't get into BFS fishing with me this year, I am. And then he said something really inappropriate that was hilarious, but I can't say it here. We'll get canceled.
I really want to do it. I really want to get into it. It seems like a lot of fun. If you don't know what BFS is, it's pretty much take your normal size bass rod, like bass fishing setup, and just shrink it right down. It's like ultra finesse, like 5-pound line, like little like 16th ounce, like even lighter 32nd ounce little jig heads, little teeny tiny little swim baits, and like it's just really friggin' fun. It's so much fun. We were up on Champlain last year. I woke up and Dennis was already out on the dock, just fishing from the dock before we even got on the boats and did anything for the day. And I go out there, and he's fishing with his BFS, and he hooks in. I think he caught like an 8-pound. What was that? What did he? Oh, bowfin. He caught an 8-pound bowfin on his BFS that morning.
That was hilarious.
That was the coolest thing. He's like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to land this thing. He gets it up. He's like, oh my god, that's a giant bowfin.
There's
freaking out. It was so cool. Yeah, it's like ice fishing gear. It's just really light. It's not like it's a full size rod.
Well, full size. It's like a 6-foot rod.
It's like 6.5,
I think, actually.
6.5 foot rod, but it's like super finesse. It's really cool.
It's like an ultralight rod. And you use a BFS style casting reel with it. That's like everything he's throwing on that is like 1/16 ounce.
Or lighter
for the most part. Yeah. Like it's all super light stuff. I think it's straight 6-pound fluoro. But that rod takes up like, it makes the idea of throwing everything on 6-pound tolerable, because that rod's gonna be able to take up a lot of that shock, as it were. There's another way to better explain that, but that's just the way I always put it. You know, as you're fighting a fish, it shakes and runs. Just having that super whippy rod, the whole thing can load up and disperse that load across the whole rod.
They're just like super parabolic rods.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was forgetting.
It's like a finesse crankbait rod, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just wicked cool.
It was funny, too, because they ended up catching like a 5-something pound largemouth off a dock with it, too. Like literally using it just to run docks with this smallest, lightest duty rod and the lightest line that he has, and he's dock fishing with it. And he killed it.
Which makes sense. I mean, it really does.
Yeah. What did Nate say?
It was sick. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to get it set up.
Yeah, I kind of want one. Oh, here we go. I guess since I brought it up, if you've been using swim baits for a couple months with no success, and you have tried every sort of bait possible, from glides, crank down, soft baits, etc., would you do?
Keep fishing them.
Or do what I've always done, just go back to fishing traditional. And that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, love fishing them. I wouldn't buy this if I didn't love fishing those big baits. I mean, that's 160, which all things considered, when you're getting into this game, is a pretty damn good price, especially for something that's as good as that. It's hard to beat the Sherpa. And I've seen the success that bait has done for people that live and die by that bite. But my thing is, I like catching fish. And I am trying to continue to put more focus into being more consistent with catching bigger fish. And then really trying to put in like chunks of concentrated time, trophy hunting. And that's really where the big baits fit in. But I can't grind that. That's the reason why I've been throwing a Ned rig a lot, pretty much for the last 6 weeks. I like putting fish in the boat. I like figuring out, I want to know the answer. That's my big thing. I like determining what the answer is to putting at least a good number of good quality fish in the boat. That's just my thing. So Andrew has the correct answer if you want to live and die by that. You just keep going with it.
I just like catching giants, so
my answer,
fish the hell out of it until you catch a fish, and your first fish on it is going to be freaking awesome. I don't care if it's a 1-pounder or a 7-pounder. It's still going to be freaking awesome to finally catch a fish on one of these big baits. It is. I mean, if you love fishing as much as we do, and you literally bleed fish, like it's It's awesome. It's one of the best feelings in the world. Bass of 1,000 casts. Yeah, pretty much.
Un momento, por favor. StreamYard has lost access to your Facebook account. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Does that mean like it's just straight up not on Facebook right now? Because that would kind of suck if all of a sudden people watching it on Facebook were like, "Where'd you go?"
What happened? Okay, well then if you are, go to YouTube and watch it.
There's a good chance it might not be there. Verifying. No, we're good. Okay, so it's gonna work for today, but then I got to reconnect it after the fact. All right, sorry. Just wanted to make sure that I didn't want to just drop out on people and they'd be like, "What the hell?" Going through the comments, mass big baits. I grind those big bites and it sucks. It's a different kind of world, man. It's a different kind of life. And then, yeah, like Mark said, bass with 1,000 casts. Or, yeah.
Anthony, one more question. B flips or clam? All right, I'm out.
I think we need to worry. What's the best way to avoid the wife and get out fishing? This I would like to know. Got it, Jen, unfortunately. Let's go Bruins. Well, see, in my case, I work my ass off. I do all the cooking. I do a lot of the cleaning, as it were. I take care of my own laundry, and I do all the yard work. So I don't get grief about going fishing all day Sunday because I do damn near everything else. It's not quite that bad in the sense of my wife does plenty.
I'm not married yet, so I don't get really much grief for fishing at all. And even if I do get married, I don't think she's going to really give two shits because it's something I love to do.
Yeah. You found yourself a good one.
I did.
I did too.
Winning. We win life.
Damn right. What? Oh, Mark. Does YouTube really have to drop ads in the middle of the stream?
If you have to ask that, then yes, they do.
And you know what? For those that are still seeing it, not using ad blocker, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Because that's literally the only way we can make money is for people dealing with ads on here. It's just the nature of the beast. You know, you get a 5 to 15 second ad here and there. And it's funny, like thinking back on that when we had the gaming channel before ad blocker, like we weren't even making that much money at the time. And I'm trying to think, it was something like 60% of our income from YouTube at that time that was back on our old gaming channel disappeared literally overnight when ad block came out. And that sucked. That sucked big time to lose that much money. Not that it was a ton, but it was enough that like seeing 60% of it go away was huge. Just, it is what it is, man. I get it if you want to run it, but I do appreciate those that don't run it because it's just minimal interruptions and you support people that are giving you a lot of information for free.
And over the course of like an hour, you'll be able to watch us for like technically an extra like
3 minutes.
2-3 minutes. So thank you.
We're in South Jersey. I don't catch fish like that anyway, so I just rather go for quality than quantity if I can, and rather just keep using it than get a bite on a net or something else, to be honest. Yeah, and then there's nothing wrong with that. It's all dependent upon like what is your thing that you like to do. I know plenty of guys that used to fish traditional that's all they do now is just go out and they fish that big bait bite, and I don't blame them one bit because my God, is that the most satisfying thing when you get caught on a big freaking bait.
I mean, when I was fishing by myself, since I haven't in a while because my boat's been kind of it is out of commission. I would go for like a couple fish, 2-3 fish, and then I would just go hunting for the bigger fish the rest of the time. As long as I got something in the boat, I felt satisfied. And then I could really just spend the rest of the day or even the whole weekend just hunting for that big fish, spending as much time on the waters that I know have higher quality fish and just putting those bigger baits or just techniques in the play and hope for the best. But
yeah, I tell you what, if I knew I could definitively have Sundays and one more night a week, that one extra night of the week, I would dedicate just to big baits. I'd bring my 4 big swim bait rods and throw big baits only just for that purpose. But like if I know I can get out twice this weekend, I'm probably going to do that because now I've had enough, like, okay, I've got enough fish in the boat. I got that one big. I really want an 8. That's really all I care about. So I will bring my 4 big swim bait rods, and then I'll bring like a jig, a jackhammer, spinnerbait, swim jig. Because even though those are traditional, those are my 4, like they weigh everything else for what have caught big fish for me. And if I'm going out big fish hunting, I'm not going without those. But that's the extent of what I'll bring when it comes to traditional tackle. But I would, like, if I knew I could definitely say get out like 3 times a week, then there would be one night where I would do like just big baits. Because I want to get more confident with those anyways. But now it's just a matter of time and efficiency, I guess, is what it comes down to for me. I know I look at it kind of strange. Jasper did say, saw a tactical basket talking about extra deep cranking in the summer, 20 plus feet. Thoughts on that? Does that pattern transfer to the Northeast?
Frick, yes, it does.
I haven't had much success with it, but it hasn't stopped me from trying a lot. That's for damn sure. I have a hard time getting away from the Carolina rig.
I'm doing it this year. I mean, I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, no, we are. I've literally got like 2 giant boxes full of those deep cranks that we bought because we were talking about that.
What, to Carolina rig 'em?
No, well, that too, but just deep cranking in general.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I have one super deep diving. It's like 20 plus feet. And I'd never had a rod for it until now. So I'm definitely going to try it. Give it a whirl.
I'm looking forward to it myself. Hey, Jason. It's Crazy Hickbait Company in the house. Hey, buddy. Appreciate you. Oh, ooh, that's a good question from Mark. Does it matter for YouTube ad revenue if we hit skip ad? Technically, no. The only thing no. Short answer, no. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hinder anything whatsoever. The only thing that can happen is that you can make it go higher by either watching the ad the whole way through, and then it's like another tier higher for anybody that clicks on any of those ads. It's just, I don't know. That's like the whole advertising game. I don't get into that. But as long as they at least show up, like, that's all that matters. And that counts, and that's how you get paid. Simple as that. Throw big baits, Bob. I throw big baits for half the day, but if I'm not getting chasers at least, I switch to normal stuff. Ooh, freedom fishing. Favorite bait for 45-degree water temps?
Jerk bait.
Yep. It goes so far.
In the spring, I mean, on the upswing, 45 degrees from like moving warmer.
Ice out to the 45?
Ice out to 45, jerk bait, for sure. The
45
other way,
to the ice in?
jerk bait and jig.
Bingo. I would say...
And square bill and glide and... Yeah, let's keep with that.
I was going to say, if we're talking 45 degrees for me personally in spring, jerkbait, Ned rig, and then jig. I would say if if we're not talking about quality, just like pure numbers, putting fish in the boat with dead consistency, Ned rig, then jerkbait. Though now it's rapidly shifting to jerkbait, then Ned rig, but still a jig. And I would say a spider jig if I had to pick anything in particular. If we're going to go 45-degree water temps in the fall, still a jerkbait, but jig more often than not. And Demiki rig. That Demiki rig in 45-degree water in the fall is so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Okashira is
So
good, too.
Okashira is also very good. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with
They're
any of
all
those.
good.
You had to pick the one, though, jerkbait. Vision. You guys fished Massey yet this year? Was catching them on topwater shallow the other day?
I'm going to be going there.
Yeah, now you work across the
Just
street
literally
from the
ran
ramp.
across the street from my work.
You know what? That could work out. Oh, dude, that could work out.
What?
Fridays after work. Fish Massey. If you work till 5 anyway, well, 4:30.
We only have 3 hours because the launch closes at 8.
Does it really?
8 to 8.
Well, how do they do
Supposedly.
tournaments? Well, that one across the street from you, but the main dirt one, it's got to be open earlier than 8 in the morning.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, we'll have to do some research. I'd be
Oops.
curious. But either way, like, we could probably make an afternoon trip out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make it work. I've literally fished Massive Beast like 3 times in my life. And
I fished it once, caught a
didn't go
5-pounder, and we left.
Shut up.
I wasn't even fishing with you.
I know. That's why I said, shut up. DJ, let's talk about how excited I am about punching with this early warm weather. Dude, if those grass mats come back up all over Champlain, I am going
Oh
to
my God, dude.
put so many miles on my truck and my boat. It's going to be great.
Dude, I am so excited for that.
Yeah, and your wrist is healed now, too. I mean,
Ish.
kind of. Yeah, ish. Better than it was last time we did this.
Yeah. And it was still broken.
You should still probably bring your brace anyway.
I know. I got to find that thing.
That's about one of the most fun things you could ever do. If anybody has never done it, like actually properly punched legit grass mats, by far one of the funnest things I've ever done. And it's funny, I have 4 swim bait rods, and one of them was the first one I ever had made. It was a custom rod based on a North Fork Composites X-ray blank. It's a 1/2 to 3 ounce. So a little light duty for a like this. It could do it. You're probably kind of towing the line of comfort level on it, but you could still throw even like a Sherpa, Cycle Gill, anything like that. Pretty much any Pats you could get, you could probably throw it on that too, except for maybe like the bigger the Pat's Fats. But you know what it is great as? A punching rod. It is perfect for throwing a 2 ounce tungsten weight. And the cool thing is I have a Super Duty 300 wide on it that had 80-pound braid. So it was like, it honestly was kind of, it felt wrong, but in like the best way to use that for punching. Because I had an 8-foot rod that was literally just built for throwing heavy things. So it didn't really feel like I was even doing much. And then I had a Super Duty 300 wide spool. So like I just cranked them in. The only thing that was hard was like pulling up the 35 pounds of grass that came up with every fish. Mm-hmm. But everything other than that, I was like, dude, this is a world of a difference than using the frog rod I had used the year before. It was awesome. Oh my God, it was so much fun. I can't wait to do that again. What are you going to do to target those giants?
What?
Giants in general. What are you going to do? If we're going to go out this weekend, or from what you were talking about specifically, if you're going to go out and just like, I'm going to bring my big baits and target giants only for an afternoon session or whatever, what's going to be your go-tos in order?
Depending where we go. I want to have, obviously, the Depths 250 or some sort of glide bait. I want a jig setup and a soft body swim bait setup. And probably a jerkbait.
Yeah, jerkbait is
pretty much what I could get away with right now, for the most part. There'd probably, if I get frustrated, I just want to catch a fish. I can bring chatterbait too.
Damn right.
Chatterbait put some damn big fish on the boat. So
I would say
maybe squarebill.
We're talking
there's so many baits. It's just like, I don't know. There's so many of them.
If I had to pick one, I'll give you 2. If I had to pick 2 baits that I was going to bring from a traditional tackle standpoint, just for big fish, spinnerbait and a jackhammer. Those 2 baits have accounted for the maybe not vast, but close to vast majority of 5+ pound fish I put in my boat. Coming in very, very close behind both of those is a simple swim jig with a 3.5-inch swim bait. That has been by far, which actually I totally forgot. I threw that a lot this weekend and on Friday because they were up so shallow. That's all I could do. I was throwing Beast Coast Fishing working man's swim jig, 1/4 ounce with a crazy hick bait. Oh my God, my brain. The 3-inch swim bait snack. Brain, come on, think of it. What the hell's the name of it?
Pats. Wait.
Jason, help. Dude, I'm so tired. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, 3-inch swim bait from the Crazy Hick Bait Company, paired with the Working Man's Swim Jig from Beast Coast Fishing. 1/4 ounce of 3-inch all green pumpkin. That was it. Smack snack. Thank you. I knew I snacked something. Yeah. And I actually ended up, I think I put like 5 or 6 fish in the boat on it, and I missed probably twice that number. But they were all tiny. They just like that because that's all I could find up shallow. Rats. It was annoying. But I tell you what, you know what? Out of everything, I would spinnerbait number 1, swim jig with a swim bait number 2. Jackhammer, a very, very, very close number 3. It's like swim jig, swim bait is 2A, and jackhammer is 2B. There's something about a stupid, simple swim jig with a swim bait that has caught so many big fish for me. A lot. Stupid number of fish. And the cool thing is, too, you could, like right now, when you start seeing them move up shallow and they're all just, like, hunkered down those veggies, it's about one of the best ways to entice them, especially when you can see you hear them blowing up, you can see them running about all willy-nilly, like you can just keep it moving. You can climb through some of the thickest crap you've ever seen, and it gets through just fine. But then throwing something really light, like a 1/4 ounce head, allows you to slow roll it without burning it past, and when you kill it, it doesn't like tank immediately like a heavier jig would. It's really hard to beat. But then, dude, spinnerbait. Something special about a spinnerbait. Long running, phenomenal big fishing bait.
Spinnerbaits are just freaking awesome. When you get onto like a good spinnerbait bite, it's like one of the best bites that you can get on, in my opinion. It's just they just hammer it like hard. It's sick.
Kevin, depths 250 and 45-degree water.
Yep.
What is the coldest?
That I commented?
Yeah.
About that?
I think you're right. I think it was where I went Friday, where you got one last year. It was your first one. It was like a 2-pounder. Right off the bank. We were there with Dave.
No,
that was the summer. I take that back.
27-pound bag day. That
was
my
okay.
first F250 fished in the morning.
Yeah, and the water was still only like
it was still
48, 47?
48. Yeah.
Yeah. But
if it hits then, what's 3 degrees? They're still going to eat it.
That they will. Oh, I see another comment that I do want to touch on. Flat sides are great for 45-degree water. Yes, I've caught 2, which is not good.
Well, you also haven't been throwing them long either, so.
No, and the problem is, too, in the way that I've seen fish relating and based on wind speeds and directions and stuff, I don't have a rod that's really great for throwing those smaller, lighter flat sides that I do have. I don't have a ton, and I want to throw it a lot more, but the wind has not been my friend, and the rod setup that I have is not my friend with the wind either. It's an ugly 1-2 combo there. It is what it is, but starting to throw it a little bit more. Oh, there you go. Austin, the Auburn launch does not close. That's the dirt ramp, right? I know I'm a little late to get into that, but please, if you could, let me know.
There must be 2 dirt ramps because that one's dirt as shit, too. I don't know. It's the only ramp I've ever been on was that one.
No Bassabesic.
I don't believe that.
Not only is Champlain coming, she's already here. I've been seeing fishing reports from the last 2 weeks out of that lake, and it has been on fire. People are cracking them. Big smallies, big largies, and it's only going to get better from here. My God, I can't wait to go up there. We'll be there. Wait. Good thing I have a handy-dandy calendar right here. May 11th through the 14th, we have 1, 2, the 4th, 3. Oh, my God, 3 weeks away.
No way.
Yep.
So I'll be up there
3 weeks and 2
Friday
days.
night, Saturday.
Yes.
I'll leave Sunday.
I was thinking about that. Would it make more sense if I just took at least your fishing rods with me?
Doesn't matter.
That's true. You only have what, 5 or 6? Well, that you always have on you. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
I have like 8 or 9 in my truck at all times. But I only bring on your boat probably anywhere from 4 to 5, 6 maybe sometimes.
Yep. Where else? DJ, I'll definitely come down and we can do a show about punching one of these days. I'll give some of my secrets. Yeah, see, now we're talking. That'd be great. Oh, hey, Dave. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
Hey.
I like this. Ever caught any bigs in the spring and laid down reeds left over from previous fall? Oh, yeah.
Dude.
We have talked about that on this show and just other random videos. God, literally dozens of times. That is something that we have had a ridiculous amount of success with. If you can find those old laid down reeds that are just a smidge deeper than anywhere else, and you can get, I've done it with even a Mega Bass Vision 110, but if you can find a suspending jerkbait that doesn't run down to its depth, like, your 4 to 6 foot range is your typical average, right? If you can get one that takes a little bit longer to get down to that point, throw that over the top of those reeds. Go just past them, slow swim it, and then hang it right above the reeds, and then slow swim it out. We've done that a lot, and it's worked really, really well. But it is extremely, case specific. You have to have just the right depth and just the right conditions. It's not that hard to find it. It's not like it's super duper specific, but you can't just go out there and do it at any time. And that the depth is really, really critical. You have to have slightly deeper than average water where those reeds have laid down. But if you can find that and they're up there, oh my God, throw a jerkbait over the top. It's stupid. It's seriously, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you throw these teeny tiny trebles over all these vegetation? But I promise you it works and you'll have a hell of a fun day. Carl, think guys would be surprised how many more big fish practicing a stealthy pitching presentation to specific bank targets produce than actually throwing huge baits.
Like jig fishing?
Big fish spook easy. That's true. Yeah, like quarter ounce jig fishing. I am reading as fast as I can. Yeah, there you go. Swim jig is like a silent finesse chatterbait to me. Bingo. Love it. Oh, there you go. Hey, I just moved to Plattsburgh a few months ago, fishing Champlain all year. Well, I see you around Champlain this year, and what's your opinion of it? Yes, and yes. And my pants are tight again, all of a sudden, thinking and talking about this. What was that? Sorry, Jesus. I just realized that was probably really loud on the mics. Hey.
I wonder why she only stopped at 2.
Wildly inappropriate.
Just kidding.
We'll actually, we got to figure that out. Are you going to be able to go to the Candlewood camp?
I think so.
Okay.
I talked to him about it, and we just got to get the dates from you so I can do it with him. He's going to be up there doing...
He's probably doing the same damn tournament I was going to do. If he's going to do the one day.
Probably.
That'd be kind of fun. Anyway. So, yes, 100% yes. We've been up there quite a few times. Place is friggin' phenomenal. I wish I lived closer so we could go more often, but as it is, it's like a 3-hour drive. No matter which ramp we go to, it's 3 hours, period. Worth every friggin' second of that drive to get up there. That lake is there's a reason why it's rated so highly. Like, every time you see these interviews with, like, the elites and these other fishing pros, that Champlain's almost always mentioned in their list of favorite lakes that they go to on these trails. For a good reason. There's so many different places you can catch them. There's so many different species. There's 1,000 different freaking ways to catch them. Any kind of structured vegetation you can think of exists in there. Fish current, fish dirt shallow, gin clear, mud, doesn't matter. But we'll be up there middle of May, so 3 weeks, and then we'll be back up there again the end of July. I'm gonna fish one of the 1-day BFLs on July 29th, and then we're up there for the Candlewood camp, July 31st to August 4th. Trying to think, and those are both out of Plattsburgh, so it's gonna be fun. We'll be up there, so I'll be right there in your neck of the woods. So just keep, I guess, checking in. But regardless, we'll be up there. You can't miss my Skeeter. It's a blue Skeeter, and it's always got 5 GoPros hanging off of it. Really not hard to miss.
Some 2 morons and think they know how to fish.
Look at that guy bouncing across the lake.
Yeah, that one fell out. That would be me.
One of these days.
Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you guys, I smoked a rock with his boat.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I felt so bad.
We're going, it's an area that is not first time it happened.
I knew there was a boulder there. I just didn't know exactly where it was, so I was going slow.
I was on the phone with my dad. He's just got out of the hospital that day on Sunday. Everything's fine. Just in there for some standard stuff. And I'm on the phone with him. I'm sitting in between the consoles facing, towards the motor, and Andrew's driving. And all of a sudden, Jesus.
No, you went backwards. And like the front of the boat went down almost in the water. I was like, oh, shit, shut it off, key off, everything off.
Slap the boulder with a skeg. No big deal. It happens. That's what insurance is for on your boat, my friends. Covers collision. In that case, you smoke a boulder with your lower unit, it's covered. But you make sure at least you have the right coverage for it. I do. So I don't have to worry about it, which is nice. Jim, wind. Throwing into it with spot lock or with the wind. Totally depends on where they're set up on the lake. This time of the year, though, wind is your friend. I guarantee you.
If you had spot lock and you'd much more rather cast downwind to them, then you can go upwind of where you're fishing and spot lock, so you can cast downwind.
Unless
if it's easier for you.
They're up tight, shallow, the way the wind is coming from. So you'd be spot lock throwing into the wind. You'd be throwing at the bank.
Hope you have a pick on you.
Yeah. But I tell you, it's worth it. I would say, though, now, as the water temps get warmer, especially like right now, right, where we have kind of rapidly warming water, and that's all just surface temp water. That's warming up really, really fast. You get 3-4 feet down below the surface, and it's a totally different animal down there. But with that wind, it takes all that warm surface temp water and just pushes it down across the lake. It's all going to stack up, and it's going to warm a larger area. So especially right now, like if, let's say, yesterday, today, and today is Wednesday. Let's say today, tomorrow, and Friday, all of a sudden we had low to mid 60s, bluebird skies. All these ponds around us are low to mid 50s right now. You get 3 consecutive days like that, and the wind was blowing the same damn direction all 3 of those days. I will not tell you, but I could pick, I know one pond for certain that's number 1 on my list. If the wind's blowing out of the north, There's one pond in particular I would go to because the wind is blowing hard at this time of the year. Once the water hits mid-50s and up, and it's blowing down in one section, I'm going to go fish with the wind, and I'm going to absolutely crush them. And I will put in a 20-pound bag into the boat in less than an hour.
Well,
I've done
I would
it
do
every
the same
effing
thing
year.
at the pond right down the road.
Damn
in
right.
that one spot, and probably put 28 pounds in the boat.
Yeah.
It all depends on. It's crazy. Like the wind is just your friend. If you're not fishing the wind, you're doing something wrong. If you're one of those people that goes out when it's too windy and you're like, I don't want to be out here. Sorry, but you should be, and that's when most of the bigger bites come from, is when it's ripping hard. There's been days where you go out and fish a spot when it's dead calm, don't get anything. You go back when it's ripping wind, you catch a 6-7 pounder. Like it's the wind just helps. If you're not fishing it, you're screwing up.
Yep. South Jersey, have your fish gotten picky to spinnerbaits? Do certain blade combos work better for you than others? Yes, they've gotten really picky to spinnerbaits, and it really pisses me off.
Yeah, they really have, though.
Dude, the last 2 years has been bad.
Been good.
The few fish we do get on, though, have been good. At least for me, like, they've been really, really good.
The last time I had... Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, it's just all the days for, like, my entire life that conditions are like, oh, yeah, this is a spinnerbait day. It's like 1 out of 10 that we've actually been able to get fish on a spinnerbait. Just for the last 2 seasons in particular. I don't get it. But then as soon as I pick up a swim jig, swim bait combo, or chatterbait, specifically a chatterbait, we absolutely crush them. I just can't get him to touch a spinnerbait. And the thing is, I've found, I have yet to have a day where I've crushed them on both, a jackhammer and a spinnerbait. And talking to a lot of people I know that love and fish both extensively, they've said the same thing. Like, I don't understand it.
One or the other.
It's one or the other. It's just weird. But, man, if the wind's ripping, I'm still going to throw that spinnerbait every single time we go out. It's in my boat. I've got a giant spinnerbait box that is literally full of the gills of spinnerbaits. Always at the ready, waiting for those right conditions. Any day now.
The last time I went out and threw a spinnerbait and caught fish on it, it was maybe... It wasn't quite sunset yet, but it was getting... The sun was getting lower in the sky, and it was dead slick calm. No wind whatsoever. The water was glass. I picked up a spinnerbait, and I caught like 4 or 5 fish back to back to back to back to back. It was, and then I just put it away. I was like, okay, well, that apparently is working. It was the weirdest thing.
The other half of this question, do certain blade combos work better for you than others?
Do what?
Certain blade combos work better for you than others.
Whichever ones they want to eat. I mean,
I kind of look at it the same way as I would a jackhammer or, in particular, blade baits. Depending upon the conditions, like the lighting conditions, whether it's sunny or cloudy, is going to dictate if I either go chrome or copper more often than not. Bronze, copper, one of those two.
Something more yellowy.
Yep.
And it's more cloudy-ish out. And if it's beaming sun out, ripping wind, I'll throw something with silver.
Yep. But, and there's 3 different blade types. There's Colorado, Indiana, and Willow. Colorado being your biggest, like, round, Willow being your thinnest, long, little, like, willow leaf blade, right? And then Indiana, which sits in between the two. My favorite spinnerbaits have 2 Indiana blades. It's just, to me, like, best of both worlds. And I don't know if it's just the way that I fish them in particular, or what I fish them around, or how I fish it around, whatever it is I'm fishing. But I tend to do a lot better with Indiana-style blades than I do anything else. And I will say, I have a very specific spinnerbait. I'm not even going to elaborate on it, because nobody else I know does it. And it is by far my best producing thing. And if you saw it, you'd slap me.
I know what it is.
I know you know what it is, because you've watched me fucking slay him with that stupid thing. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but I don't get it. It kills it. And if you saw it, you'd be like, but how? I have no idea. I just know it does. I don't overthink some of these things. I go with it.
It takes a lot for him to not overthink things. And this, if you look at this thing, you'll be like, huh, well, he really wasn't thinking, was he?
You know what the cool thing is, too? Regardless, is it windy? Yes. Is it going to work? Yes. I don't care. Largemouth, smallmouth, gin clear, dirty, doesn't matter. This one frickin' spinnerbait does it all conditions, both species. I don't get it. I just know that I get all tight in my pants every time I see those spinnerbait conditions. That's the first one I'm throwing almost every time. Guggen, we're going to Candlewood tomorrow. Hopefully no tournaments. You should be fine on a Thursday. Good luck. You probably won't need the luck because that place is absolutely on fire and it's kicking out some stupid big bags. Hope you have fun. Also, screw you. I'm jealous. Still looking. Oh, there we go. I saw that from Scott. Do you guys use the 3, 4, 5 blade spinnerbaits?
So I was having a conversation with a dude, not going to mention his name, and he said, I can't do that. Yes. I told him I wouldn't talk about it. Yes.
Yes for him, no for me. 2 blades. 1 or 2 blades. Primarily 2 blade spinnerbaits is generally what I throw almost all the time, except when we go night fishing. I will always bring a single giant Colorado bladed spinnerbait. And I've had moderate success in years past. Then there'd be like little times here and there where I have like really, really good luck for a couple nights. And then there was a really big lull for several years until last year. We went to a pond we'd never been to. We stayed out into the night. And I actually went on a pretty good little run there with that giant black single Colorado spinnerbait.
Yeah, that was my second time going there.
That was one of my first time. It was a cool spot.
It's cool.
Yeah, great for
Cool
numbers, shit for quality.
I've heard there's big ones in there, and I believe it.
I wouldn't mind going back and trying to find them. That's for damn sure.
Right? Just on like a normal day, not where the weather could completely screw us.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just...
So it seems that even when I think other blade combos would be better, another one works better for everything. It's odd, but either double willow or willow Colorado is the only ones that work for me. Yeah. And you know what? I honest to God do wonder if it's just more with the way it is that a particular angler fishes it than it is anything else. Whatever your cadence is, speed, like the whole 9 yards, especially probably what you're fishing around. And I do wonder if forage plays into it. But I think more than anything, it comes down to the specific angler and how they're working a spinnerbait that kind of dictates like why certain blade combinations and sizes work better for you than they would for others in those identical situations. And yet, 2 entirely different things could absolutely slay for both people. It just comes down to the way you're using it. That's my opinion. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Carl, I find Colorado blades work better than willows and slowing down. Yeah, I will say I'm...
Was he Snipes blade?
Indiana blade's my favorite, followed by Colorado blade. If I'm throwing willow blades, I like them big. Like Rocky Ledge Tackle makes some of my favorite spinnerbaits I've ever used. And quite a few of them have like giant willow leaf blades on them. And those I like. Those I really, really like. Oklahoma blade. I think I do have some of those. Oklahoma blade is also good. Yeah, there you go, Kevin. 28.81 Reynolds, 6 fish. That's still pretty good. I honestly thought that was an 8 fish or 5 fish limit, which would have been like hella more impressive. But even still, 6 fish, 28 pounds. I mean, it's a little, what is that? Math is hard. A little over, I know it's over 4 pounds. What is it, like 4.3 pounds or something like that? Where's my calculator?
I don't know.
Oh, it's all over there.
Math.
Come on, you. Over here. What do you say? 28.8 divided by 6? Oh, 4.8 pounds. Okay, my math. My quick mental math is way off.
Still pretty good.
Still, yeah, it's
not a bad average.
Good.
It's actually a really good average, actually.
Wait, there's a tournament on Candlewood going out of squats at 7 a.m. tomorrow. The lake doesn't get a break from ice out to winter. That's insane. They even have a midweek boarding tournament, too? Damn. I feel like I missed the window on that lake again. Bothers me. I'd like to get down there, but I don't want to go down there when there's a giant tournament going on.
There's so many other lakes.
I know, but Candlewood is special. And you haven't been there in warm weather yet.
True.
It's fun.
Yeah, I haven't been there in warm weather yet.
Austin, spinnerbait did work last week. I had 3 days where I caught 30 plus each day. All on the same spinnerbait. I found the bite is best from 50 to 55. Any warmer, it gets very wind reliant. I would agree with that. Like, I would say, yeah, upper 40s. I've been able to have some pretty good spinnerbait days on, actually, even 45-degree water. It's been a couple of days at 45 to 47 where I've done really well. But other than that, I agree. Once it hits 50, it's like 100% game on with that spinnerbait. Willow in Colorado, flash and thump. Well, yeah, I like that. What else you guys got? Oh, wow, it's been about an hour.
Got anything?
We'll keep going. What did I just open on my phone?
We're waiting.
What? Uh-oh. Now I need to find out, is this spam or is this real? That's fake. Goddamn spammers. I'm trying to get into all my social medias. Get out.
Idiots.
Oh, there you go. Nope, Guggen, go. As Mark just said, it's only 12 boats, so not too bad. What is?
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's nothing. I mean, shit. Even 25 boats on that lake, I'd still go. 40? I might rethink it.
Lake's pretty big, so 12 boats, you might not even see any of them, to be honest.
Yeah, no, true. You know what I'm having a real hard time with? I'm going to stick with the plan, what I'm thinking for Saturday this weekend. However, I'm not going to lie, buddy. I'm starting to miss my smallmouth.
Weirdo. I kind of am, too. I wouldn't mind going somewhere for smallies, but...
Well, there's that place that our buddy there you were about to talk about a few minutes ago told us about down past your girl's house.
The place that I wanted to go to?
Mm-mm.
I don't remember.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. All I know is he said, go there if you want to catch your PB smallie.
Okay.
And I was like,
I'm down for that. I'll go catch another PB smallie.
maybe not this week. Well, you know what? The plus side, though, is if we go where I was thinking of for Sunday, dude, we're going to have to get there early. You know we're going to have to get there early. Or we could have a
Where?
good backup plan.
Sunday?
Your favorite place where you saw your giant. If we're not there early, we can't park, we can't fish. We can get there early, so we are the ones that are parked and nobody else can fish. But if a large
But if
amount
it's
of our bite,
raining,
we'll get
nobody
smallies.
up that way is going to want to go fishing there anyway. They're not going to waste their time.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No.
Absolutely.
People don't know that place that much.
Do baits for big smallies differ? Wait. Do baits for big smallies differ from big largy baits? Yes.
If you want to go for smallies, we go to the other place right down the road. That's a lot bigger.
Do you remember when we went past that on opening day and we were behind a bass boat the whole way? We were like, please don't go where we're going. Please don't go where we're going.
And he went.
And he went to the other place and we looked and there was already 4 boats on the water, one backing into the lake and the one waiting on the road to back in. So
Yeah, I
6,
forgot about
and
that.
then plus that was boat number 7. This was like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's not good.
We're not touching that for like
No, we're gonna
two more
stick to
weeks.
the plan. We'll stick to the plan and go to that other place, and go throw big baits. And then next week we can do smallies because it should be a better bite next weekend anyway.
Yeah, true. But so Jasper, to answer your question, debates for big smallies different from big largy baits. Yeah, absolutely. I still all the biggest smallmouth I've caught have still all been on tiny finesse baits. And I would say drop shot is still my number one producer with like a 3.5 inch little minnow type bait, closely followed by a tube. Those are my 2 best big smallmouth producing baits. And I try not to overthink it from there because it really
I
is
have a
that
tube
simple.
rod now too.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that.
I'm looking forward to throwing a tube again.
I need more spinning reels.
Oh yeah.
I need a couple more bait casters.
Well, I got extra spinning reels hanging out over here, so take your pick. Carl, did anybody see that giant smallmouth Derek from Peace Coast posted? Smash the sniper, huge smallie. Did you see it? He texted me
No.
yesterday. He said he didn't have a scale with him, but he said it was definitively bigger than his previous PB of 5.5 pounds. But he just doesn't know how big it was because he didn't have a scale.
It was
But
a candlewood fish too, so it was like 28 inches long.
yeah, dude, it's big. It was stupid big, huge. Kevin, go to Champ, Smalley stage in 45 feet of water. That does sound fun. And yes, weekend weather does look wet. That's okay. The fish are already wet. They don't mind. There you go. Forgot to ask you guys what what DEF CON you guys like again. I got one in the mail last week. I think it's a stubby, but in a crappie paint job. It looks good. I have the stubby and the OG DEF CON, which I think is, what's the stubby? 5 inches, and then the OG, the bigger one, is like 6.5 to 7 inches or something like that. I have both, and they're both perch. I like the OG a little bit better. It's a shallow running bait. How many fish do you think I've caught on that?
I don't know, a bunch.
Way too many. It's honest to God one of my favorite big swim baits that I own, and it's like,
I haven't even thrown in a while either.
no, because I got all these new ones I'm having way too much fun with. But I promise you right now, where we're going Saturday, that DEF CON, the Pats, the Sherpa, Maybe
of
the
grass. A ton of grass.
Not yet though. Hasn't come up yet. And I'll throw the Citizen. But so the plus side of the Sherpa and the Cycle Gill is they're both waking cranks.
Okay. So
And same with my Pats, but my Pats only runs about 1.5 feet deep. But it's like, I think it's intended to be run about 1.5 feet deep because it swims beautifully at about 1.5 feet depth. I can get the Sherpa and the Cycle Gill down to about a little deeper than that, but you gotta get it moving. Whereas my Pats, I can kind of slow roll, and that's the thing I like about the OG DEFCON. Slow rolling that, I get it down to like 2 feet, and then same thing with the Stubby, but that gets down to like 5 or 6 feet. So it's great. Like they're all slightly different profiles and mostly yellow perches, but I've got top water to 6 feet thoroughly covered with all my big like hard body swim baits, which makes me really happy. Don't go to Candlewood Saturday. I see 5 tournaments. Oh my God. My PB Smalley was on a soft plastic swim bait. They love them around here. Hell yeah. What's your PB Smalley? I am curious. How many years until Candlewood turns into a dink factory? Totally depends on how successful they are in killing all the vegetation. That's my opinion. You have the OG one? Hell yeah. I like the profile. How is it deflecting off cover or wood? Fucking phenomenal. My favorite thing. One of my favorite. When was that? Was that 2 or 3 years ago? I think it was 3 years ago. I went out with my dad and my uncle. Maybe this was 2 years ago.
It doesn't matter. You caught a fuck ton of fish that day.
Dude, I think I caught... I'm trying to think. It was stupid. I think I caught like 35 fish. And I'm trying to think. I caught 17 on the OG DEFCON. And almost every single one of those was over 3 pounds. And it was because I was fishing it and crashing it through rock piles. It was one of the most fun big bait days I've ever had because I caught so many fish. I didn't catch any giants. I think the biggest I caught was 4 1/4, which I'm still very happy with. Don't get me wrong. And that came on a Texas rig lizard. But like I caught so many fish and they were all like a very happy average size on that DEFCON. And it was just, you're fishing like a giant square bill. They're just throwing it in through the rocks. Just dunk, stop dead, bury the hook. God, I love it. What'd Mark say? My guess is eventually Candy will have a closed season. They sent surveys out about the fishing quality last year to gather information. The general consensus is a closed season is coming. Good. I'm all for that. And as long as people can still go out there and fun fish, catch and release, yeah. Close it down to tournaments or you got to start doing it like Massabesic and New Hampshire. Maybe you can start limiting the number.
Close it down completely is probably what's saying. Like
that
fishing
that would suck.
Done for a certain amount of months per year.
See, I feel like that would be potentially really catastrophic. Well, then again, I don't know how the general public.
Be good for the fish.
Well,
the public.
It depends on who's behind that kind of move.
Well, true. I guess so. Yeah.
If it who's driving that? Would it be landowners or fishermen? Because if it's landowners that are driving that, give a mouse a cookie. You give them an inch, they're going to take 10 miles. And if that's like I'm just totally speculating, guessing. I have no idea. I have a severe and distinct distrust of humans in general.
People? Yeah, me too.
And
100%.
If that general consensus is to close it, and let's say that we're just going to shut it off the fishing, one, I'd have a hard time believing that. That could even be possible. And two, I would question who would be behind that. Could you imagine that? They're going to shut it down. You find out it's a bunch of lake homeowners that don't want anybody in there fishing anyway. But they're out there, just boating, have a grand old time. And then end of the year, and they're like, yeah, you know what? This was great. Maybe we don't want fishing. I know that's not it.
They're not going to. They can't, dude. There's no way. There's so many people spending money to go down there.
Landowners hate bass fishermen on Candy.
Well, bass fishermen hate landowners.
Something about that West Connecticut attitude and that Massachusetts attitude that is so prevalent in the Lakes region in New Hampshire now, too. Get off my water!
Get out of my state. You piece of shit.
Get off my land! Get your property out of my water! Yeah, just strictly catch and release during spawn. Yeah, that'd be huge. I mean, that's what New Hampshire does.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it works.
Probably.
Got my PV Smalley 5 pounds on the Rebel Crawdad colored crank on Winnie. You know what? I'm more impressed you got a 5 pound Smalley on Winnie. That's hard. That's really hard. You don't see many 5+ pounders come out of Winnie. Although 2 giant smallies came out of on Winnie last year on tournaments too, which is pretty awesome.
I'll stick to Champlain.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, honest to God, if I lived closer to Champlain, I'm not sure I'd fish anywhere else. I'm not sure I'd have to. You fish
really
almost
need
year
to.
round on Champlain.
You can.
This year you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there may have been a 1 week window where you may not have been able to get on, but that was it. That was just freaking awesome, and people were catching them all winter too. The bite never stopped. There's just too much water. There's way too much water. It's like you almost can't put enough pressure on that lake. It's phenomenal. I'm 110% with you, Austin.
Unless it's a tournament that you just weigh it and put it back.
Yep. Which New Hampshire does allow that. They actually give out paper tournaments.
Do they?
Yep. So, immediate catch, weigh, and release.
That could be cool.
Yep. Could be good. I tell you what, it's already 9:15. Been at this for a little over an hour. You guys have asked a lot of good questions, and I was happy to do this. But I think we're probably going to call it a night from here because I still have many a thing to do. I have to be up early again tomorrow for work, which isn't a bad thing. Again, not complaining, but I am very, very tired.
I'm tired too.
I think we're going to wrap it up from here. Maybe play a little Rocket League. Be a little bit irresponsible. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll get a couple games in.
So,
I gotta wind down, all right?
Yeah, seriously. All right. Anyway, thank you all for watching. As always, we appreciate you. I don't know what we got planned for the next couple weeks here for topics, but as always, if you have ideas, shoot them on over. I don't care where you send them on social media. I see it all. So by all means, if you got some ideas, throw it at us. We're always open to suggestions, but I have a strong inkling that we're going to continue to dive further and further into technique-specific topics, not only with the streams, but with just videos in general anyway, moving forward. That's the goal. There will be a new video up Friday. Promise. It's almost done. I'm going to finish that tonight. I literally have like 20, maybe 30 minutes of effort left, and that's done. And then the next video I'll do will be up Monday. That's the 6-pounder, 6'11". And then, actually, you know what? I might combo your 4 with the 6. I have an idea. Because there really wasn't a lot of fish catching. But if we combo the Saturday and Sunday in one video, it's still only going to be like a 15-minute video, and it'll be a good one.
Kind of figured you were going to do that anyway.
Yeah. And then we're probably going to get more content this weekend anyway. It's going to be great. Anyway.
Yes, sir.
Your job.
We got to go. We will see you guys next week every other weekend on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. at youtube.com/Reel Nothern Bass. I said it wrong, didn't I? But I don't. You know where to find us.
No, you actually said it perfect. Good job.
Sweet. We'll see you guys next week. Adios, amigos.
Have a great night, everybody.